is how I play the game! Oh my god! What the fuck?
Holy shit! That is an epic fucking intro, dude. And I have to warn everyone. Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
This week was interesting because I had to get my Halloween costume for the upcoming Halloween marathon that will take place right here on DsP Gaming all day long on Tuesday, October 31st. I do this every year. In fact, I think this is the 8th. I want to say this is like the 8th annual year. It could be the 7th, but I think it's the 8th year in a row where I'm actually dressing up for Halloween with a big marathon event. I love doing it annually. It's a super fun event. And this year, because we changed up my formula based on your feedback, there's no goals. There was nothing we had to hit to do it. We're just doing it for fun, which is actually excellent. You want to know why? Because I do feel like in previous years, even though, let's be honest, it supports this channel when we have goals set. Like, oh, hit a certain number of members and then we'll do the Halloween marathon, right? Instead of pushing for that and asking for that this year, I said just going to do the events. Whatever. And I would hope that the support would come.
Greed is a very powerful thing, my friends. You gotta be very careful, because then they're dancing the line between meaningful content that you can trust and someone who's always just out to make a buck, and then why are you supporting them? You know, I hate to say it, it's just sad when you see someone go down that path. And a lot of people have done that over the years.
And in general, you guys have supported the channel this year. So, I'm not complaining. You know, I think that it's been a good experiment to not have those goals and just do the fun events, and I'm happy to be doing this one. It took the pressure off. We don't have to talk about it every day, right? However, there is a major change in the way that things operated this year. There was no viewer voting on the category of costume for me to wear this year. Okay, that was a change, because previous years, I always made it so that, hey, if we hit a members goal, then, you know, the members would vote on the category of costume. So we didn't do that this year. And when we changed it up, for the better, in my opinion, it actually gave more control to myself and my wife to kind of work out and choose what kind of a Halloween costume I was going to wear. Because previous years, it was always very limited to whatever the category was that people would vote for. And sometimes we would wait till the middle of October for people to vote, and then it's like, now we gotta rush out and in the last, like, week before Halloween, try to find a good costume based on the category people voted for, and it could be very annoying. This year, not having that limitation actually made it a lot more fun, if you can believe it. You know, we walked into the Halloween stores. There's 2 of them in my local area. One's called Halloween City, and one was called Spirit Halloween. By walking into these stores and not having any limitations, it's kind of like, wow, everything's a possibility in this store.
I love coming to work today. When I used to play a game, man, I gotta find a way to make this boring ass fucking game entertaining, so I just gotta make stupid sexual comments the entire time I play the game. It was a chore. Now I actually get to enjoy what I do for a living. It's very different.
We did watch the new documentary by June the King. His latest documentary was about Boogie. Now, I know about Boogie from previously having seen some videos about his past when he used to make those Francis videos and stuff like that. But I didn't know too much about the real Boogie, or the modern Boogie, or anything that had been going on with this guy. You know, I didn't even know the whole story about, the full story, about the guy who went to his house and harassed him, and then he did a warning shot, and then he got into trouble for it. I didn't even know the whole story of that, you know? So, watching this documentary was fascinating, and very informative. And I'll be honest with you guys, it kind of made my eyes open to a lot of the ways that Boogie behaves, and or the ways that Boogie has behaved against me in the last year. You know, this is a guy that I had very little interaction with. The only interactions I really had with the guy were very, very positive interactions. And then he reached out to me about being on a podcast together. I said I would consider it. Yeah, let's talk about it. And then he, I guess, was the one who decided to go against it because he wanted to team up with Keemstar to do the podcast and make more money. And then he apparently, and I don't even know, because again, I don't follow these people on Twitter. I want no involvement. Apparently he's talked shit about me and stuff. I'm like, what shit could he even possibly talk about me? We've had nothing but just a few behind the scenes, very nice conversations about stuff. I don't know how he could even, like, we don't have enough interaction for him to even talk shit. It doesn't make sense. But apparently he did. Apparently he publicly talked shit about me. Good for him, right? What a nice guy. Only for all of that, I guess, to come back in his own face, because guess what? It is October 13th, 2023. Are you aware of any podcast that's come out from those guys yet? So, I mean, hey, I'm just saying, well, you know, the nice cordial conversations we were having, our show would have started months ago. our show would have been very positive. Our show would have been constructive and meaningful to our audiences. It wouldn't have been a show just about making fun of each other and being stupid, calling each other lol cows and shit. You know, it would have been good. It would have been an actual nice, productive thing. And who knows what actually happened there. But, you know, who knows, right? I don't know, and I don't really care. I'm not involved with those guys, and, you know, as you guys know, I've fully removed myself from any involvement with drama. I'm done with it. I'm not going to have any involvement with any of these fucking people who are going to try to pull me into their vortex of drama and shit. I'm here to be here for you guys, right? So, I'm happy because I'm watching this documentary with my wife, and we're like, wow, it seems like another bullet dodged. You know, because who would know what would have happened if you involve yourself with people like that? And this guy seems to be the kind of guy that always is going back and forth, flip-flopping between, I'll do this, then he does the opposite. Well, I'm going to do this, then he does the opposite. So, who knows what would have happened, right? If I had actually involved myself with this guy in any kind of a capacity, right? So anyway, I'm happy with the way things worked out, quite frankly. I wish the guy the best, but man, watching that documentary, it's like, and all the shit, you know, it covers up to that now, I think. And just not gonna say nothing further than that.
Phil is a lol cow.
Lol cow, lol cow. Basically, you're gonna see maybe some more people, a handful of people, who are gonna be moderators, and they're not gonna be here all the time. They're gonna be coming in whenever they're available. So you may see it immediately, you may not see it for days, you may see it for 2 days in a row, and then not for a week. It all depends. But again, I'm not holding people accountable. I'm not gonna be, oh, you must be there to moderate. They're volunteers, right? They're not people who are paid employees who need, you know, you're gonna get yelled at for not fucking being there. That's ridiculous. But I got a few people who I'm going to essentially become trial mods, and when they come in, if they can moderate, great. Particularly, you should see them probably on nighttime streams moving forward if they can make it. It won't be every night, but if you see them here, you know, abide by the rules. I've basically told them, here's what I told them. If you see someone who seems to be suspect, someone who's acting up or trying to, basically, and the thing is, what I mean by that is, a lot of the people who are coming by to troll at night are not outright trolls. They're not coming in here and immediately saying awful things about me or my wife or the work or anything. They come in and they sneak this, right? So, for example, I'll be here playing Street Fighter, and they'll literally every match say, oh, you played so poorly, you're horrible. Oh, wow, that guy is like a top-level player. He's absolutely dominated you. You can tell what they're here for. They're just here to create that negative environment around the stream to completely contradict anything I say on a stream, make me look like a fool, and discredit me, right? No one needs that. No one, there's already tons of that out there. There's people constantly restreaming me and shit. Go watch their streams. I urge you to go watch their streams. If that's your mentality, the only reason you're coming is to basically sit here and be toxic, then go to the toxic place. This is not the toxic place. Really, I don't mind. I mean this. I'll say this publicly. I don't mind if you go watch a restreamer if that's what you want to do. Go for it. Just leave my community alone. We don't want you here. We don't need you here. We're here to have fun together and be positive. We're not here to sit here and listen to your bullshit. Okay? So, that's the deal. We're going to have some moderators who are going to be coming in looking for that kind of stuff. And they're going to be taking care of that. Alright? And what I've advised them is that if they're going to do something, just time someone out. Don't be banning people permanently.
Do we have any mods, please? Mods, please check the chat. I'm playing the game. Mods? Any mods? Moderators?
Alright? And I'm going to do my best to not feed the trolls on those situations, because that's the thing, that's what they're doing it for. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're coming to these late streams just to derail them, to see if they can piss me off. If I'm already on a losing streak in Street Fighter, I go back to the stream and I see a bunch of idiots in there, you know, that could irk me and rub me the wrong way. And the best way to deal with these people is to not address it. If it needs to be moderated, just moderate it quietly, and then just move on with my night, and not give them the attention that they're so desperately seeking because they're losers in life, and this is what they think they get their jollies from, you know? So there you go. So there's been a suggestion made. I like the suggestion, excuse me. However, I just don't know how I'm going to implement it. I'm going to leave the DSPN logo because it has to do with DSPN notably. Basically, here's the deal. Actually, you know what? Now, it's not technically news. It's an idea, so let's go back. As you know, I do these different segments of the show. Correct? Sometimes a certain segment is the highlight of the show. Like that story about Activision Blizzard buyout is pretty much a big highlight of the news segment of today, correct? That's what people probably want to know about the most if they were going to watch me cover news. Well, what's happened is I do this show once a day. It's a long podcast. It lasts anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half, and there's a ton of topics covered. Well, How do you find the content in the show you want to watch? Well, we have AI timestamps that every day get posted on the show. So if you're watching the new show, you're like, oh, I wonder what's in today's show. You check the description, you'll see all these AI timestamps. You'll be able to jump to what you want. But what some YouTubers have found very successful is if they run a podcast like me, they will do excerpts of certain topics and split those videos off as separate videos. So imagine if we did a podcast excerpt that was only 5 or 10 minutes long, just covering that buyout story and the Bobby Kotick leaving Activision Blizzard story. And that was a separate video, right? Simply putting that out on my channel, some people might find that and find the channel and watch that content and say, oh, I like that. So he covers news stories every day. I'm going to subscribe to that channel and I'm going to check these out every day, right? It's something that can genuinely add engagement and discoverability to a channel, all right? However, here's the problem, all right? As you know, I'm one of the most prolific streamers out there. I'm here all day streaming. I'm here from 10 in the morning till almost 10 at night with a break in between for dinner, but I'm here constantly streaming. I don't just do one podcast and walk away for the rest of the day.
You're so fucking lazy.
Because of that, I don't really have opportunity to sit down, review my content, decide what's split worthy, and split it out. And I'll give you an example, all right? When I finish this stream, it ends at 4 p.m. That's around a 6-hour stream, and it takes YouTube, no exaggeration, hours to process that stream. I can't even just skip around the stream and get timestamps or anything properly until that thing processes, which could take 2-3 hours minimum to even work properly. In addition, I don't know where the pertinent stories start and begin. I don't know what you guys would find to be the most pertinent stories. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, today I would say, yeah, definitely this Activision Blizzard story is the biggest one. That could be a clip worthy of being clipped out and being a separate video. But I don't know every day what you guys find to be the most, notable content, being honest. What you may not realize is YouTubers who frequently do this practice are much bigger than me, and they actually pay people to do this. You can actually have someone become an administrator of your channel and have access to all of your video content. And that person can go in and actively go through a stream once it processes, find those stories, clip them out, highlight them, and create separate videos. And that's what YouTubers do. They don't do it themselves. They actually pay people as employees to go do that for them, especially someone who works a lot, or someone who's bigger than me who has the money to do that. I'll be honest, I just don't. Already I'm in here all day long. I don't have time to wait for my stream to process, come in when it processes, go through a 20 or a 2-hour stream, find the thing, clip it out, name it. I would never leave this office. You know what I'm saying? I would never have time to be with my family at this point. Sadly, I just don't think it works for me.
People say I'm lazy. I'm like, how can you say I'm lazy? I'm here 6 days a week full time. I don't even have enough time to spend with my wife. But I'm lazy somehow, It fucks with me. It fucks with my head, man. It makes me feel like shit. There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me. It's WWE Champions time. I love it. I love it. Is a mobile game addict. Phil has indoctrinated children who send him money. Blatantly milking for money. It's a money pit. It's gone. Just gone like that. In an instant. Fucking gone. I just care about money. I just can't help it. I eBay. Contributions are mandatory, but I need your help. I am appealing directly to you. No decency, no respect, no common sense, no fucking maturity. Is the guy who just doesn't get reality.